YouTube, what it do, loved ones? You know the motto. If you can, after the story, go over there, hit me with a like, which is a thumbs up, and that'll let me know I'm sending my stuff. One of the young homeboys out the Queen Street Bloods, he got at me. He said, G homeboy, 89 on up. I said, what's up, homie? He said, you got any Queen Street Blood stories from the blood module when you was in there gelling? So to answer your question, yeah, I do. And I'm finna send it, homie. So this story take place Los Angeles County Jail, blood module, homie. Mid 90-ish or something like that. And at this time, we on Denver roll up in that joint, homie. We on Denver roll. And just to kind of give you a visual feel of the atmosphere, I think at that time, at the beginning, it was like homies from Lanes, if I ain't mistaken. Homies from Anthony's. Homies from like Pablo Swans. 30 Rules, L.A. Blackstones, L.A. Brims, I think Scory them, and maybe OG Ace them from Ludus Park might have had, been next door at one time. Us, Inglewood Neighborhood Power Group, mixed cell along with Queen Street Bloods, and families, homie. And next to us, you would catch some Parks and Pyru homies. Then at one time, you would catch some PDLs. Then the next one, homie, you would catch some homies from 2Ps and the B down that way. Messy them, T-Roo them, homie. Then you would catch, at one time, going towards the back, some more homies from L.A. Blackstones. BIP to the OG homeboy Cash from L.A. Jungle Stones, homie. You will see them dudes back that way. So anyway, to bring it in, back to the Inglewood Neighborhood Pyru cell, homie. You will catch me up in there. My OG homeboy Killer Whack. 211 from Inglewood Neighborhood Pyru. A Big Nutty from Sentinella Park family. A few different homies, dog. A few different homies. And at that time downstairs, you had a gang of B-Dog homies from different turfs down there. Peblos, Bonner Hunters, families. Just different homies, 20s and all that, homie. So anyway, to dive into the story, downstairs, you had the OG homeboy from family, Nelly. And in this cell, he had a few homies from family, different turfs, and OG Frog down there from Queen Street Bloods. And Frog, I used to mess with Frog from Queen Street Bloods, because I used to like him to say different words, homie, because he had that frog type voice, homie, and he couldn't say certain words. His voice would be, yep, pint, and I'd be like, Blood, how you spell anonym? Blood, Eminem. Blood voice be all messed up. The way he talks sometimes, I'll catch him on different words and get me a laugh. So anyway, the homie G-Rock from Queen Street Bloods wind up falling in and falling into the NHP family Queen Street Blood cell. That's how it wind up getting mixed through G-Rock, homie. So G-Rock come up in there from Queen Street Bloods, homie. And those that don't know G-Rock from Queen Street Bloods, the homie got like kind of like a silverback type bell, homie. And he had braids at that time, homie. And the homie kind of had some arms on him back then, The homies was in their youthful age, and they kind of had their little arms on them, homie, So anyway, when G-Rock entered the cell, when I see him enter the cell, this my nigga from the streets to the jailhouse, homie. This one of my niggas, homie. And he got love and loved me as well, homie, like a little brother, nephew, all that, homie. So anyway, when he fall in, I greet the homie, hug that nigga. He get to hug and killer whack different homies and shit. And niggas commenced to jailing, homie. And G-Rock, he like to make liquor, which he called wine. He got a different way of talking about, different stuff. So he like, man, let's make some wine and stuff like that, dog. So later on, within his gelling in the cell, we collecting juices. We didn't hit the store. We accumulating stuff. He used to have me on the juice missions. Man, get the juices half and this and that, and I help him build the bag up to cook the liquor. So anyway, in these blood modules, homie, we had like a rule, homie. If homies was coming in and turn themselves in and stuff like that, it was kind of like protocol to stuff it so we can puff it, homie. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of homies did it, even if they didn't want to. They did it for recognition and all that type stuff, and some did it just to fit in, to make it through the modules, and some did it because they didn't mind and was coming in on tickets and stuff like that, and didn't mind coming up, old school gelling homies or down homies that come up in here, knew they had a court case, come up in there and bless us, dudes from different turfs, bless us and do it moving, homie. So anyway, within these times, the homies coming in like a revolving door. It wasn't like nowadays, which is cool, but back then when we was banging, dudes was in and out for all kind of stuff, for putting it down for their turf or sticking something up, trying to get some money to put back into a kitty, because dudes would have kitties back then where everybody had to put something in. If you didn't put nothing in, you was looked upon different if we all out here getting it. So homies had different obligations and was just doing different stuff that led us into these jailhouses, homie. And that's how it led me up in there for hood allegations. And that's how I get up in there to be able to tell this story. So anyway, homie, to dive back into the cell story to how we push. If homies is coming in, we telling homies to, stuff it so we can puff it, homie. And if they say they gonna do it and then don't do it, when they come in, if they are down, homie, and all that, some dudes just had money and wasn't stuffing nothing. They was like, nigga, I'm coming in, I got bread, nigga, we figure it out. But the homies that did agree to it and then reneged, homie, you gotta get took down, wrestled out by a homie or anything, homie. Excuse the noise in the background too on this video. So, but you gotta get took down, homie. If you say you is and then you don't, you gonna get took down. So at this time, different homies from family to turf, everybody trying to work to find out who's coming in to get things right. So on the Queen Street side, homie, G-Rock had Q-Dog coming in, which is another G out the Inglewood Queen Street Bloods down, homie. So Q-Dog is coming in to turn himself in on the penitentiary bid, homie. So I guess from G-Rock conversation, Q-Dog is agreeing to come in planned, homie, prepared. So G-Rock up in there, as we've been drinking, everybody, we buffing, we on the regiment, little time didn't win because Q-Dog was fighting his case. So we waiting on him to push in. So in that time being, I wound up meeting homies from the east side Queen Street Bloods that I wasn't aware of at that time, homie. Which was the homeboy Bartoon from east side Queen Street Bloods. And no disrespect to Cartoon from Fire Trey Avalon, because I know how people is that watch these videos, they be trying to dissect something in the store or something, homie. So that's out the way. This is our homeboy named Bartoon from east side Queen Street Blood. He wound up falling in the homeboy Yak from east side Queen Street Bloods, and another homie, I think, They wind up falling in. So now we deep up in the Inglewood blood cell. You know, that's upstairs from downstairs, homies, where Nelly and G Frog and them is at, homie. So anyway, so now once we up in there, we thick, homies programming, you know, we talking that blood talk and all that stuff. So in the time of me meeting the homies and us building up a relationship, niggas going to court, ride, you know, getting into it with Rips at that time, everybody playing their part, we handling our business and all that stuff. Q-Dog wind up making his way up into there, homie, into the county jail and hitting the blood module. Those that don't know a Q-Dog from Inglewood, Queen Street Bloods, he like a chunky, dark-skinned homie, and he had like a little curl back then. If he was on the streets, and if you was a homie banging back then, you would probably mistake the homie as being a Crip. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect, but we all got our looks to how we push our agendas, and you would think the homie was a Rip because he kind of was dark skinned. He had one of them little curls, but the homie was Damu from Queen Street Bloods. So Q-Dog hit the road. So G-Rock, you know, he like hyped up, like, oh, it's on. We about to hit, we about to blow, woo, woo. We all expecting Q-Dog to come in, stuff, so we can puff, hustle, and just keep the car moving, homie. So anyway, Q-Dog get in the cell, you know, finally get situated. He, you know, I know Q-Dog as well, homie. So I shake the big homie hand and, you know, greet him. We all talking. First thing everybody always do when dudes fall in, niggas find their way of asking what everybody in there for, homie, especially if everybody going to the P and niggas riding. So he wind up asking me, like, man, I ain't seen you on the streets. What you up in here for, homie? So I'm like, man, you already know, man. You know, because back then, if you was active, the police would just put a case on you, be looking for you, nigga be on the run and all that type stuff. So bam, so I run it down to him. Been on the street, been in the field. Allegations is on me. Other homies just speaking, killer whack, you know, everybody talking and just chopping it, popping it. So G-Rock wind up getting on him like blood, you bummy and turned up, homie. So Q-Dog like nah, homie, like, you know, kind of air, like nah, homie. So G-Rock like, all right, blood, get situated, get settled. So I think we start drinking or something, homie, that type sort, homie, drinking out of noodle cups or something, homie. So anyway, the homies clear the floor, homie. I think we kind of clear. Niggas get to wrestling, something happen, homie. We go into like damn near Royal Rumble status or something in the cell, or the homies do. So I think me, Yak, Bartoon, a few more homies, we kind of clear the floor, homie. So Q-Dog and G-Rock, they wind up going at it because Q-Dog don't come in prepared. So G-Rock, these both like heavyweights. You would put the homies in heavyweight category of this story, homie. You know what I'm saying? So G-Rock say he gonna take Q-Dog down for not being prepared. And Q-Dog kind of like, blood nigga ain't gonna take me down type attitude. So niggas clear the floor, homie. So G-Rock, Q-Dog right there in the center. And Q-Dog like, you know, what's happening? G-Rock like, what's happening, blood? You know, I'm gonna take you down, nigga. You gonna feel the blood module for not coming in prepared. But Q-Dog like, nigga, you know, shit, nigga, wasn't the right time. I mean, I got a few dollars and shit, nigga, you know, shit, nigga, but I ain't really, you know, shit, man, wasn't the right time. So G-Rock like, nigga, let's lock, let's turn it up and Royal Rumble through the cell. So they wind up saying, fuck it. So they go into like wrestling paws on each other and lock. Homies all through the cell. Falling all on bunks. Bam. They regroup. They go again, homie. Grabbing each other. Bam, bam, tussling. Bam. G-Rock kind of owned Q-Dog a little bit, but Q-Dog kind of like, you know, moving too. So bam, they go again. Bam, bam. Bam, grabbing each other, sending each other, bam. So Q-Dog wind up doing something while G-Rock got him and chopped the homie. Bam! Catch G-Rock right there in the sockets and the throat. Why he do that, homie? I think he like bust the homie like windpipe up kind of bad, homie. When Q-Dog hit that chop. So that's kind of what posed it up, homie. And I remember G-Rock throat was messed up for about a week off of that Royal Rumble that he tried to give it to Q-Dog for not bringing that herb up in there, homie, for the homies can do our thing and regulate, homie. But 89 on up, G stuff, not Ye stuff. And that's the story for the young homeboy when the homies in there from Queen Street Bloods. I got acquainted with the homies from Queen Street Bloods from the east side and got a chance to jail with the homies from Queen Street Bloods from the west side and got a chance to see G-Rock and the homie Q-Dog Royal Rumble through the cell, homie. But G stuff, not Ye stuff, and I'm gonna keep sending history, homie. And shout out G-Rock, shout out Q-Dog, shout out my nigga Yak, shout out Bartoon, much love He-Man, Rat, Red, who else, homie? Slim Capone. Oh man, the list can go on, homie. Any homies that I missed, homie, you already know. Q Love, homie. BIP Dollar Bill and my relative Low Blow. Love you, homie. We out.